What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. We have a special Tuesday night episode tonight. Still trying to figure out the logistics with everybody's hectic schedule, but you know that we always bring the show live, and you can always listen to it recorded or watch it recorded. Just always hit that like and subscribe button. But just know, guys, it is Rebels with a Cause. You know what time it is. It's time for the cause, because that cause don't stop when the clock hits zero. Going to have a fun, quick show tonight. Going to talk about WrestleMania, man. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I've heard mixed reactions. You know, we're going to talk about WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the matches, who deserved to win, who should have won, you know, all that sort of thing. Which matches were exciting, which matches were snoozers. I'm just going to give you a little spoiler. I was entertained. Maybe my expectations were so low that they exceeded. But when you set that bar so high, sometimes, sometimes you get disappointed. And I think that maybe my expectations were low that they exceeded. But maybe yours were a little bit higher, and the show sucked. I mean, you just got to I'd love the chat box to be hopping tonight, more than anything. Real quick, got to just do some housekeeping. As always, the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization or of West High School. This is solely the RWAC Crew's views. That's myself, the Italian Stallion, two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, and our stats guy coach himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac. Also, remember, get on that chat box. We love the participation. Tell us if we've done something wrong. Just get out there and tell us what you want to talk about. NBA playoffs are in full swing. NHL playoffs are in full swing. We got the draft tomorrow or Thursday night. That's right, Thursday night. Let's talk about whatever you all want to talk about. I've got another situation we got to talk about, the Nico situation, but we'll do that here in a second. Got to give some love to a fellow 2003 grad and Mr. Alex Thatcher and his Knoxville Coffee Company. That brew is good any time of the day. They're in the heart of Marble City off of Sutherland Avenue. Go pay them a visit. Let them know that Rebels with a Cause sent you. And also, it's that time, guys. Can you believe it? The prom is here. Definitely go hit up Miss Rice to look good for the prom. And also, just go hit up Razor Sharp Barbershop in Knoxville. See Josh Fink or Corey. Also got to give a shout out to Big Fact Sports Network. Follow them at 332 Studios. And last but not least, for all your electrical needs, contact Shane. I'm sure he could always use some extra money on the side and everything like that. Now we're in spring and air conditioners are going to be in full blast now that it's getting hot outside. Hey, got to get these things taken care of. So why not give the guy a call? 865-299-3206. Without being further ado, let's get this thing started. Lots to talk about tonight. But first, I want to bring on one of my co-hosts. He's had a lot of things going on, but he made the appearance for tonight. Wants to bring the heat, talking about WrestleMania, the Nico situation, all the stuff. But you know him as our stats guy. You know him as the coach, as he was nicknamed by Parker Dubon. He is our dude, the one, the only, Mr. Shane O'Mac. Shane McGee, what is up, baby? How you doing?
What's up, man? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, I'm glad to be able to get back on here. I missed y'all. Schedule's been crazy, but hey, I'm here tonight.
That's all that matters, man. And we know
live
that you've been here
live from the Jeep tonight. Live from the Jeep.
Live from the Jeep, I'm telling you. So hey, that's the thing about us. We are mobile. We'll set up anywhere. We got an internet connection. We'll make it work, man. Honestly, simple as that. So, but man, I wanted to ask you, WrestleMania. Let's talk about it. It just happened. It was a 2-day event. I don't know how much you got to watch of it because I know you've been busy with work and everything. But what were your reactions to who won the championships? I mean, a lot of us picked a good majority of the matches. Yeah. The one that we missed on was the Liv Morgan, but we didn't know that the man was coming back. We thought Bailey was going to be in that spot. So
yeah, that was a shock. But then last night on Raw, everything changed up again. So.
Mm-hmm. And it always is that go home episode, or the Raw after Mania is always fire, man. It's always fire. If they can only be like that every week after, that's been the problem.
My biggest disappointment was no major interference with Cody and John.
Yep.
I expected more from Stone Cold because he said he would never leave Nevada. So I expected more from him besides just announcing and then running into the barrier and can't tell if that was a guy or
It was
woman.
a woman. I think it was
Okay, it
a
was a
woman
woman.
that got hurt. Yeah,
She
something.
she flopped worse than LeBron.
And hey, you know what? And because it's playoff time, that's even more legitimate of a statement right
Yeah.
there. So there you go.
So, but the Rock was a no show. It's like, oh, then his little BS, like, oh, I only showed up because Elimination Chamber numbers were down. Like, come on, like you're checked out. Like that
Yeah.
storyline could have gone better because then we could figure out like why is he the final boss? You ain't done shit. So how are you the
Hmm.
final boss? You
Yeah.
can't say the storyline's over. And the Cody John Cena match, we knew Cena was going to win, but it wasn't as entertaining as I hoped it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I think the ladies carried the show.
The ladies did carry the show. I mean, that was a surprise. I was surprised Io Sky retained. Honestly, I thought she was just going to be a transition champion. We thought Bianca was going to maybe keep that undefeated streak. But not only that, she took the pin. She
Yeah,
put Io over. If
yeah.
anything, that was a
I was
shock.
really shocked because listening to EO last night, I was just like, is this the right move? Like, the crowd's like you earned it and all that stuff, but I don't know. I wasn't happy with that one.
I She had the least pop of the three wrestlers that came out, and she
Yeah,
came out first as champion, which I've never agreed with. I've always agreed that the champion comes out last. You know, they're the
yeah,
champ for the reason and so
yeah,
forth. You bring the challengers out. So,
yeah. It's
what's
always
up,
that way.
Kerry Reeves? How you doing, baby? Kerry Reeves. Kerry, let us know what you thought about WrestleMania. We're talking about it right now, man. Always glad to have you and your opinions, brother. So, yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm telling you right now that that pop of hers as champion was the weakest when you thought about Bianca, Rhea. I mean, they came out to some huge pops, honestly.
It's
And then the
it's
Naomi
almost like we're
Jade
going to
match from Saturday night, that was good too.
it's almost like we're going to Triple H is done good with his booking and his storytelling, but some of the people he gives the championship to cannot carry it.
Mm-mm.
So I don't think EO can carry it.
To be a champion, you have to have that charisma. To be a
Yeah.
champion, you got to have the look and you got to have the mic skills. And yeah, you have to be believable as a champion. You know what I mean? Type of a thing. Larry, right away, taking the words out of my mouth. Dominic and the pop. I mean, let's be real, man. That guy and Liv Morgan and that whole storyline with Rhea, that carried everybody's
Yeah, it did.
attention the last year. I mean, it did. And you love to hate him. He's a punchable guy. You want to just rip his hair out and everything like that. He's just like but at the same time, man, he's gotten
He
over.
is taken his storyline like I don't consider him like a top wrestler, but he's got that swagger to him where you kind of love to hate him just enough, and you want to see where the story goes.
Exactly.
Of course,
Exactly.
you see up in the stands his dad's watching, no mask on. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then here he is, worst Larry Frank, who was on worst Mania in history. Wow, Raw was better last
I'll say
night.
yeah, Raw was better than Mania.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
give that. Yeah,
yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I wouldn't say the worst Mania in history. I mean, but you know what, Larry? I don't know if you saw my opening, what I said at the beginning. Maybe my expectations were so low that I was entertained. But now that Shane has kind of talked and brought some things up, we didn't get any outside interference. Rock didn't even bother to show up. You mean to tell me that he couldn't take a private jet there and show up for night two or whatever? And then here's the other thing too. I don't know if Cody's just taking some time off or what have you, but the thing is that you've almost been building a match between Cody and Rock with the slap. You know what I mean? Type of a thing. And realistically, you've lost whatever momentum that was,
that
to
would have
maybe build up
carried
next
so
year's.
that would have carried so much with the way they were going at each other a
Yes.
year ago. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Yep. Cody's taking a
that would have been must
hiatus.
see TV.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, yeah. I mean, and then here's the other thing, too. And I want to get the chat boxes hopping tonight. I want to get everybody's thoughts because this is your show as well. Let's see here. Carrie writes WrestleMania was good. Night two was better than night one, no doubt. But the main event to me didn't live up to hype. Yeah, I mean,
Agree.
we
Agree.
maybe we all hyped it up, thinking that surely they got a top last year's with some outside interference, But they literally had Cena, with the exception of the low blow. Cena was schooling him for the majority of the match.
It
I
was the
mean,
whole. He used the whole "I'm a wrestler."
yeah, I'm a
It
wrestler.
was it was a very technical match.
Hmm. Yep,
But
for
come on,
sure.
you have Travis Scott come out like that's it. Like that. Why?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then Larry goes, I knew it would suck when Austin announced the attendance numbers. Yeah, because why would he come back out? You know what I mean? You could have had anybody announce those numbers. You could have had anybody do it, honestly, other than him. So
I
yeah.
was more entertained with Pat McAfee getting choked out last night and the chaos that ensued from that than I was with some of the matches from the weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and then we got to talk about the fact that Braun Brecker's now a Paul Heyman guy. We
Oh
knew
yeah,
there was going to be a push. We knew, but we didn't know that it was going to be that type of a push. So, the pops that Kerry writes, the pops that Dominic J. Io got on those nights was amazing. Yeah, I would say so. I would even say that Tiffany Stratton got a very big pop when she beat Charlotte. We thought Charlotte would get it, but
I th-
yeah, that was
I thought
interesting.
last night that Sammy was going to make a turn
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they were both up on the rope
Hmm.
and then he gets down first. He's giving Jay that look. I thought it's like, oh god, we're gonna get something here because those boys are tight.
They are.
And
They
then
are. Yeah. But now they got a
like,
title between them. That's going to make it competitive. It's like a girl. So I mean,
or does Jimmy start getting jealous and want the title?
I think that could be the storyline right there for sure. So Cody's taking a hiatus. Yeah. Kerry writes about Raw. Raw was amazing, and possibly with the new dangerous alliance with Heyman, now with Breaker and Rollins, and there still will be established tag team joining as well. Very much so. Very
Do
much
we
so.
get a new version of the Evolution?
Yeah, yeah, we could. You know who would be a great a new look or whatever like that. What the New Day? They're the tag champs. Why don't you just bring them into the fold too? I
So
mean,
I heard a
why not?
rumor when it came to the Randy Orton match that they were trying to get Jeff Hardy. So I was thinking last night when they were talking about no, they were out there. It's like, oh, we're the best tag team ever. Like I expected because they've brought the Hardy Boys back with NXT.
Hmm.
So why not bring them back for that to give them their last like
Their last hoorah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then put them in the Hall of Fame.
I like this one. Larry writes, Becky Lynch will join as well. Why not? I mean, she's already a
Actually, could
tag champ. And, I mean, that she's going to be sneaking around there for the title again. She is the man. So, yep.
yes,
And one of the four horsewomen. So, yeah. Larry writes, I was entertained with Randy sneaking up on Cena. Can I
that was
also,
good.
that was hilarious, but can I also venture on something? The Randy Orton stole the show on both nights with not having much to work with, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
will say this, the Joe Hendry thing was hilarious. Lifts him up, raises his arm and and then he RKO's him again. That was hilarious. I mean, it was great. And and then if anybody watched the post show with Cena answering questions, that was a clickbait question and I don't feel like answering. I must have laughed all four times he said it. And then he just said, if there's not going to be any good questions here, I'm just leaving right now. I mean, Cena is playing the heel
no,
perfect. He
I
really
think we're
is.
getting the real Xena.
We are. Yeah. Yep.
I think he's tired of playing a character. I think we're getting the real him.
The one that left Nikki Bella heartbroken, and she has not gotten over it since. I mean this. I mean this.
I mean,
So yeah,
I've seen clips of that old reality show they had. He's a very controlling person.
he is. I mean, listen, I mean, Daniel Bryan kind of said to Nikki, "He ain't gonna ask you to marry him." I mean, he likes it neat. You're messy. I mean, he had his house in a certain way when they did that WWE crib show or what have
Yep.
you. So yeah, I mean, I remember that. So let's be honest. When did we ever think we'd see a heel Cena and a face Orton? Never,
Never.
never, never,
But that
never.
pop last night, though.
Yeah, and it's going to be in St. Louis. You kind of called that, Larry. That big things happen with the show with and you never know. I mean, we don't know how long these guys have, but as I was watching them, the nostalgia factor, Shane, came in for me. That how many times we know that this was Cena's last WrestleMania. How many more times are we going to get to see the Viper RKO somebody? Honestly,
I
and
mean,
they're
with all of his injuries, and of course now
yeah,
you look back at how Zena was talking him up in those post Mania interviews. We should have seen this one coming.
we should have. We should have. Yep. Yep. For sure. For sure. Yeah. And then how about this one? How about this history making thing? When did you ever think you'd see the TNA champion on a WrestleMania show taking on one of the biggest superstars of all time? They even let him get a little offense, and he still lost. But that's not the
Yes.
point. When would you ever think we'd see that? And the Joe Hendry, I think that's hilarious. That do you walk with Joe Hendry? And let me tell you this, Wade Barrett was hilarious on commentary. Go back and just listen to Wade Barrett's commentary. He like literally threw a jab in there and said, "People believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in the RKO." And I just lost my shit. I laughed so hard at that statement. Honestly, it was great. So yeah, Kerry, that's great, man. Orton may win it in his hometown. I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean, realistically, we're not guaranteed Cena. He's going to be there through November, December. But does he have the title the whole time? Um, does Orton need the belt? No. Does he put over somebody young and hungry? I don't know who's worthy of that. I mean, I think Randy's going to be the guy that retires him. I think it's going to be at the end of the year, but I just don't know. I just
Uh,
feel that,
if
yeah,
Zena's getting to pick who retires him, it's gonna be Randy.
it's going to be Randy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Randy is retiring before 50. His words, he's 45. Yeah, absolutely. And go out while you can still do it. I mean, listen, the Undertaker kept going on and waiting for that perfect match, and luckily AJ and him delivered in the graveyard match. But at the same time, Undertaker was done, man, and a lot of the guys he wanted to finish with were way done. I mean,
Yeah,
so come on. Yeah. Yeah. Larry Frank, storytelling time. Cody could change the narrative by coming out and costing Cena in St. Louis allegiance to his old legacy brethren. I like. Then Cody
ooh,
becomes a bad guy like Cena alluded to. Well, Larry, I said it before. I think you do better writing than some of these people for the WWE. You've got a good end game right there, and the stories right there. I don't know why they don't do that, but at the same time, they uh, they should listen to you. That's a great idea. That is a great idea to tie that together. So yeah.
that'd be a good one.
Yep.
I
Yep.
paid money for that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The other thing too, the low blow. A lot of people have talked about that. I mean, my thing is that I'm just surprised that Cena. I'll say this: Cena's been screwed many times in many championship matches or things of that caliber. So I guess it was time for him to get one over on somebody else for once. So that's how I justify the low blow. Doesn't make it right, but that's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Yeah. Carrie likes that storytelling too. I mean, yeah, and then I think it's also funny that Raw was better than both nights. I'll say this much: one match that actually was better than I thought it would be was the whole Grande Americano. I laughed my ass off the whole time at that commentary because of, hey, Chad Gable doesn't have a match tonight. Like they're just saying that and everything. And then the fact that Ray couldn't compete, and they gave this Ray Phoenix guy a chance, and then the announcement of AAA being bought by them, and now they're going to have luchadors and everything. So they're really expanding the roster and another promotion. I mean, they're just
No,
taking
the
over
roster's
so,
the roster's
yeah.
about to be Luchacanos and Samoans. That's all it's gonna be.
For How do you all feel about Paul Heyman clowning Shannon Sharp? Let me tell you this, man. Paul Heyman can burn anybody. He might look like shit right now,
There,
but that guy with his mouth, oh my God, I'm
there's
telling
a
you.
reason why they did not air that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah. Yeah. On ESPN, when he told McAfee that he didn't want to get sued like Shannon Sharp, I love that. No, I mean that's Paul Heyman. That's Paul Heyman.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
You're right, man. No, you're good. You're good. Totally. We can keep talking about this. I could talk about this all day long, guys. Honestly, like realistically, I'll tell you another thing that stood out to me was what they could be setting up for. What they're going to be setting up for. Who's available, who isn't. I was shocked to see Roman and um, see them get laid out like they were, obviously to build up this new faction. I didn't see that coming. I really did not see that coming. Um, and realistically, um, I don't know where Roman goes from here because realistically, I know he's finishing up. That contract's almost done. But realistically, I want to go back to what we were just talking about. No appearance by The Rock. All the momentum of what we thought we were going to get 2 years ago is not going to happen. I mean, you're not going to it doesn't make sense for a Rock Roman Reigns match now unless Rock is the one behind Paul Heyman getting with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, as the final boss. If that is what the situation is, and that was the whole end game. Same thing with Rock versus Cody. So those two potential matches, they don't fit. There's no flow. And maybe Rock is done altogether. But I just feel the way he looked that night, we lost an opportunity there. We really did. And I don't know if Shane's ready to come back on. I don't know and Shane, I don't know if you were hearing what I was saying, but I don't know where that fits now. But realistically, I still haven't seen Rock really rebound from all the drama that happened with Black Adam and all that stuff and everything like that. Does he even have a movie coming out or something? I mean, Young Rock got canceled. What's going on
Oh,
with him in that Hollywood spotlight that's preventing him from at least making a run in wrestling for while he still is able to do it? Because he did look great last year. He did. So yeah. Think he's still working some things out. So Kerry writes, I've always thought about Heyman, Heenan, and Cornette were the best managers ever because they can deliver the goods in the ring and the mic. You're right about that. Funny enough story. I used to value Jimmy Hart for a while there, but I think Jimmy Hart turning good and managing Hogan because they were friends in real life ruined Jimmy Hart. Heel Jimmy Hart was way better than face Jimmy Hart as a mouthpiece. But definitely, if there was a Mount Rushmore, these three, Heyman, Heenan, and Cornette, have to be in it, hands down. Got to agree with that, Kerry. Really good. Rock said there was no intention of him being at Mania. The Elimination Chamber to sell tickets. I don't think Rock comes back. He may not. And he may not need it, Larry. He may not need it. I think that might be a fan's pipe dream. And he's making tons of money. He doesn't need to do it. But I think that since we've gotten robbed of the fact that Triple H can't do what we thought he could do had he not had the heart problem and be the new McMahon, that has given us hope that maybe Rock can step in as the final boss. But
Rock
again,
gave us
yeah,
too many like things where we thought we were gonna get the Rock and Roman match,
yeah,
and then a Rock and Cody like really going at it. Like we never got like what was this whole final boss thing?
yeah, exactly.
You've never lived up to what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. And we thought maybe he was behind the whole Solo Sokoa thing with that the new bloodline.
Yeah,
Maybe he was
there
going to
was
be
so
the
many
guy.
opportunity. There were so many opportunities
Opportunities.
for us like
Yeah,
really get invested into it. Like we never got a true ending to who's the real bloodline.
we didn't. We never did. We never really did.
It,
And it was lost opportunity.
yeah,
So,
I think Rock's too much into his own ego. Like I love the guy. Like that's my childhood.
hmm
Love the movies, but he's just not giving the fans what it looked like we're about to get.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, not to be political, there was kind of talks about maybe him running for president or whatever like that. I've even heard that for Stephen A. Smith. And, I don't want to talk politics on the show, but it's funny that is he backing away from everything just to maybe look like he's presidential as opposed to a joke or whatever like that? I don't know. I don't know
Him
what the
running
raw
would be a joke,
it would
honestly.
be. It would be. It would be. So Larry writes, word is Lola Vice and Trick Williams about to get called to the main roster.
Mm.
Here's the thing. The men's roster needs an influx of something very um, fresh. I think you're getting stale because here's the thing. You already had Drew destroy pretty much uh, what was his name? Oh my god, he fought him the other night. I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh,
Oh my god, who did he fight, guys? I'm sorry.
I'm drawing blank
Um,
too.
oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of who he fought from the Judgment Day who got kicked out.
Damian Priest.
Priest. Thank you. Thank you. Couldn't think of it. Priest. So he squashes him. So what are we going to do? I mean, obviously they did kind of Sammy and Jay. I thought that the next thing would be throw Drew McIntyre at Jay, or whatever. Some big boss or whatever. He just defeated one big hoss. Could he beat another one? Kerry
And
Wright.
I'm over Gunther right now.
Yeah,
So
and I think Gunther's going to take some time off. I'm not sure. I don't know. The character's stale. He needs to do something else. I credit to the guy for getting in fabulous shape compared to the big dude that was on NXT London all those years ago
yeah.
at Walter. I mean, so you got to give him the props there. But there's not much you can do as Drago. There's really not. So Kerry writes, yeah, I heard that Trick is going to SmackDown and Lola too. Show needs an influx of talent. It does. Fresh faces. Bianca has competition. Jada Parker. Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Yep.
yeah, Priest. Screw Gunter. He has the appeal of a salad bar. He does. I mean, and that's the thing that's so sad, Carrie or Larry, is that there's a lot of guys like that on this roster. There is a lot of guys like that. And realistically, you've got to kind of take the bull by the horns and kind of make a persona that's your own. Yes, you can be given a script. How do you say the script? How do you act it out? How imposing are you? And like I said, I think that it's missing with some guys, and I don't know why it is so.
And we're about to get a massive roster overhaul because guys are aging out. You've got
Yeah.
John leaving, Randy's towards the end. Roman says he's only got 2-3 years left
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because his contract ends up this year. He said it's got 2 years left after that. So we got 2.5 years left to Roman. He's going to go venture on other things. I mean, we got to get fresh faces in and keep us entertained.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. They need to transition. Whatever fire they bring on NXT, I have seen it so many years, and it's been one of my biggest complaints. And I was hoping that it would change now that the McMahon Kevin Dunn crap is out or whatever,
Yeah.
and you've got now Triple H and his group. And I think Paul's doing a great job. I think Triple H is doing a fantastic job. He's open-minded to things. He's all about the business, and he's even let personal feelings and things let go, which I appreciate because a lot
Yeah.
of people were afraid of that going forward. But this guy wants to, I mean, look, his 3 daughters are grown. He wants them involved, a legacy thing. And a lot of people were worried that if McMahon died, it wouldn't be around. Well, it's going to be well past McMahon. But my thing is, can these NXT guys be as awesome as they are on Tuesday nights on Monday or Friday nights,
Yeah.
and not just for the guest appearance? That's all
Yeah.
my thing.
We got to see how this whole TKO thing truly takes over with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and now with AAA too involved,
Yeah.
now that's going to be.
And you always got to think like with Triple H and his heart issues, like at any point we could lose him and then everything. So
yeah, for sure. What about Stephanie Vacker versus Io Sky on Raw? That would have been an awesome match, but the interference ruined that. Carrie, that has been things that's again a ridiculousness that's been repeated over the years, where you have a match, and here's the thing. Maybe save it for a pay-per-view, but don't put it on free TV and not let it play out the way it needs to.
What bothered me so much about that match last night was you could see the smiling and laughter and the communication way too well.
Yeah. and that
Like
should show.
it was a decent match and people enjoyed it, but like you all were smiling the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it just it wasn't believable.
Yeah, you got to tell a story. You got to be a little bit more conspicuous. Kind of shows, some maybe not ready and so forth like that.
Yeah, but even Io was, I mean, like she was smiling from the get go. So
Hmm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Larry writes, WWE needs to cut mid talent and put big names on both shows like back in the day.
yeah,
Larry, if you don't mind, go on ahead and list some names that you would cut if you were making those decisions. Because remember, in back in the day after Mania, do you remember? They'd have the draft, and sometimes there'd be releases left and right that some people didn't want their release until after Mania because whether you participated on the show or not, you got a cut of that seat. You got a cut
yep,
of the action, and so forth. And then you'd ask for your release. I remember Cesaro was a big name that did that after a Mania and so forth back in the day. So, um, but I'd love to see some names that you've got in mind. Braun is the leader of the new era. I believe that, man. Last night proved it. This and with he's gonna be, I think, a better version of Brock Lesnar. And I say that because Brock was phenomenal in terms of the wrestler he was, the look about him, what the voice was, whatever. But he was always looking to do something else. He got over so many guys, so many quick, and then he goes to try the NFL, flops at that. He found something with UFC until diverticulitis screwed that up. But even
yeah,
then, when he went up against some of the guys that knew some good martial arts and he just couldn't go there and pound them or whatever like that
yep,
because of his sheer size, that was a difference for him. But he was a name. But the thing is you look at the guys like Orton, Batista for a while, and even Cena for a while. They gave it their all, and they were all part of that class. And those guys didn't nearly get the push or the keys handed to them so quickly.
no,
That didn't happen for
it's
2 or
that was
3
also
years.
Vince's obsession with the big giant, like, oh, this is like it was just Vince being Vince. Of course, you find out the other things that's going on behind the scenes, but still, but
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I forgot who the comparison was the other day, but oh, crap, it was somebody in Brock, and it's like they've had more Raw matches than Brock ever did.
Wow. Wow. Well, and I tell you this, and you're right about that. So I think Braun, coming from the wrestling family he does, the Steiners,
Yep,
obviously, I think that he will be what they wanted Brock to be 20 years ago.
I
I
think
think.
I would say this: they want him to be what Brock and Goldberg should have been.
Should have been. Exactly. So, and he's got the talent. He's
Yeah,
got now here's the thing. Goldberg was a football player that they tried to make a wrestler. Brock was a legit Division 1 champ, all
yeah,
that stuff, real wrestler, but he just, he didn't want it bad enough. He was bored. I mean, if it was up to him, he likes money and he likes riding around his tractor farming. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you have the opportunity that so many guys would kill for and you
yeah,
spit in somebody's face, that's something I have a problem with.
yeah.
So, yeah. Um uh, Kerry writes, Gunter is a pain in the ass. I'd love to see Obi Femi on Raw. He would dominate there too. He's over big time with the fans. Yep, we talked about him the other night. So, Larry writes, Randy, Cena, Roman, Brock, AJ Styles, all gone or about to be gone. Yep, yep.
Yep.
That's 25 years of greatness out the door. I agree. I agree. These are some of Larry's cuts. Ludwig Kaiser, absolutely. Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Karrion Cross. By the way, what the hell was Karrion Cross doing involved in that match anyway? Was that just something for him to do? This guy, they don't know what the hell to make him. He has no gimmick whatsoever. And the girl, the wife of his, she's a hot piece of ass, I'll say
Hmm.
that much. But she comes out either a dark-haired, redhead, blonde. They don't know what to make her to go with whatever stick he's doing. So, to not make fun of him, time's up. I mean,
Yep.
hit the road. War Raiders, those two gay dudes on SmackDown. Tyson Champa. I mean, that guy's been on for forever. Otis. I mean, that stick is old. That stick is old for sure. So yeah. We got some serious business. We got business about to pick up. Let me, if he's ready to come on or whatever like that, let me bring him on. Shoot, you know who this guy is. He is the voice of the running Rebels and Lady Rebels. He's the voice of the Panthers and Lady Panthers of Pellissippi State. He's Mr. 2003 West. He's two-pair Tate, baby. Give him that love, baby. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on? What's happening? Is he
What
having
is
technical difficulties,
who?
or am I tripping?
I don't know if you're tripping, but you're on. So we hear you great. So yeah, we hear you good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, can you hear me, Shane?
Yeah. Yeah, we hear you great.
Okay. I think James is having technical difficulties. He got the circle of death right now.
Oh, do I?
But
Okay.
you look clear to me.
You look clear to me.
Okay,
So
but is James on?
I'm
No, I
on.
Yeah.
don't think he is.
Yeah, I'm on.
Well, what was the discussion on? We're talking about
We're
LeBron.
talking about who needs to be cut. We're talking about how Raw was better than Mania. Larry called Mania straight
My
trash.
bad. I had the hocky game on. I
No, you're
literally
fine.
just got in the house.
No, you're fine.
Hopefully James will get back with us.
He's on.
He is.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
see
on.
him.
You can't see me, so
Yeah, we're 35 minutes in.
let me see here. Let me
Well,
see here real
no,
quick.
I on my screen it just shows his screen just circling.
Really,
That's weird.
Larry, Carrie, can you see me okay? Because Shane sees me. Just give me a thumbs up that if you can see me okay. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
huh? Hold on one second, two pair. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can't even hear James.
Can't even hear me. Carrie
That's
gave me a
weird.
thumbs up. That is weird.
Yeah,
So,
James, I can't even
Yeah.
see you here. Let me get out
oh,
the stream.
all
I've
right.
got everything. I'm good.
Well, while he's figuring that out, I mean, Carrie and Larry see me, so that's all that matters. I mean, so shoot at this point. We'll get two pair in here to talk about what he thought about WrestleMania. But yeah, no, I mean those are some really good names that do need to go. I mean, they do need to go. I don't know why they bring them on. I don't understand that. So Carrie writes the difference is Braun has the business in him, being Rick Steiner's son and Scott's nephew. That pedigree is huge. Amen. Amen. So, yep, for sure. So, yep. Larry and Carrie, yeah, everybody says I'm looking good. So hopefully we can get two pair on and get his thoughts on WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw, where we go from here. But Shane, you killed it at the beginning, man. I'll tell you, you really did bring up something. Where was that interference? Where was why didn't that main event live up to the hype? That's my question. So can you see me now, two pair?
Yeah, I can see you now. I couldn't
Look
see
at
you for
that.
like
I don't know. I don't know what happened. So shoot, but
it was weird.
yeah. So for sure.
Hey, shout out to the shirt, Rebels for Life.
I love it. I love it.
Um,
I love it.
I had to
So
go crisscross.
absolutely.
I didn't mean to mess up your guys' discussion. Where we at?
No. Hey, listen, you've got the floor, Carrie and Larry, me and Shane. We've just been basically talking about what we liked about Mania, what sucked, where it goes from there. With we thought Raw was better than Mania. I mean, it was always.
I watched Mania twice. Didn't resonate.
Yeah. Maybe my expectations were so low. I had them low, and I thought I was entertained. But now that you guys are talking about it, I missed it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna watch it again.
Mhm.
But the thing is, when you're older, you're
Yeah.
you're more critical. You're more critical of things. I like the way that the Cena and Rose match played out. I think it was very artistic in the work and the angles. Um, yeah, I really didn't. To be honest, I think the triple was a triple threat match.
Oh, that was night one
Night
with
one, yeah, night
that
one.
was Punk. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Punk,
Roman
and
and Rollins. Yeah,
yeah.
Paul.
I
When
could
Paul stole the show.
I couldn't
Yeah,
think of Rollins' name.
yeah. Paul stole the show. Paul Heyman stole the show, and he
Paul
wasn't even
stole the
wrestling.
show.
Yeah. So
Can I ask something?
ask away.
What was with the Gunther attack?
I think it was because McAfee made fun of him.
Well, he went after Cole first.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they were both kind of clowning him. They were during the match
So
commentary.
they were okay. So
Yeah.
I that's the part that I probably might have missed, like because I told you I had to rewatch night 1, night 2. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, last night with with Gunther tapping um on what night? That was night 1. Yeah. So like they're being critical, doing their job. Obviously, it's a storyline.
Yeah.
But that attack almost looked personal.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Like,
I
I
was
mean,
like, was
McAfee
it
was
scripted
purple.
or
When's the last time you saw somebody actually like turn purple from getting choked out on WWE?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I felt like it was a little personal.
I mean, like McAfee's crew jumped over the barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was some. I didn't know that was his crew. Like I thought that was some real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, this, like, yeah, I think that, yeah, they were kind of clowning him during the match, and it was clear that they wanted Jay to win. And, and I guess, did anybody find it weird that Michael Cole felt the need before the Cena, the other championship match between Cena and Rhodes, that, he's going to cover this match right down the middle? Like, he felt the need that he had to say that. And I was thinking to myself, did he just call another match biased or whatever, that they felt the need to have to say that or something? I mean, we all know it's kayfabe. It's, we have a
Yeah.
good announcer, we have a bad announcer,
That's
and
the way it's
that's
supposed to
always
always
best,
be.
always be. So yeah,
I mean, that's the like when we were kids, we didn't realize we kind of knew Vince was the man, but we didn't. It wasn't. It wasn't ever glamorized until the aggression, like the attitude era.
mm-hmm.
Because it was kind of like we always thought he was just an announcer, and then when the Montreal screw job happened,
That's when it got real.
it got real. But the steroids case, it we did knew that Jack Tunney was just a face. He wasn't the commissioner of the WWF.
Or Gorilla, or when they made Gorilla Monsoon, remember
He
that? Or
was just a
Sergeant
face.
Slaughter. They were
Sergeant
just
Slaughter. Those guys really were.
Peach.
Yeah, they weren't. We were all kind of fooled because we were young and naive, and then when you find out that that's the guy, and you saw how certain WrestleManias played out.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep, for sure. Let me ask you this too, Pair. What was your favorite match of any of them? Night 1, night 2, what stood out to you? What'd you like?
The one I think I keep going back to Rhodes and Cena just because of the drama.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick, it might be I'm a big women's wrestling fan. They tore the house down.
They did. Every female match was amazing.
Every female match was amazing. Like
Becky Lynch coming back. I mean, we didn't see that one coming. We didn't. So the man.
See what I'm like? See what I'm saying? It's the women's movement has been generated since 2019.
Yep.
Really to be where we are now. Like we've had women headline WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were that over the top when Charlotte, Becky, Bailey, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, Bianca Belair is one of the best to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jade is, Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi's came back. Like, mm-hmm. Naomi had steam when she was a Funkadactyl.
Mm-hmm. Funkadactyl. Yep, she was. She was fun. Well, can I say this much? I'm going to say a name, and whether you liked her or not, and everything that happened.
Yeah.
Didn't wonder. Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks.
You know, I felt
That
like
what a missed
Sasha was.
opportunity by her. What a
I think
missed
she was an
opportunity.
incredible talent.
Yep.
That I feel like she was what the industry needed at the time, right? And I thought she's a big performer on the biggest stage, but there was just girls that overshadowed that style of wrestling that she brings. And that, like, I like Bianca Belair and Jade and Io Shirai. Like those are kind of next level females when it comes to female wrestling. Like Charlotte Flair is extremely athletic. Rhea Ripley sells everything. Liv Morgan had a comeback of the ages. Yeah. Like we thought Liv Morgan was mid-card Molly. And she turned out to be box office.
She's probably one of your best female heels. Probably one of your best female heels. So yeah.
And the way she's, think about it, her being paired with Bray, God rest his soul. It just worked for Liv Morgan. Like,
are you talking about Alexa Bliss? Are you talking about Alexa Bliss being paired with
I'm sorry,
Bray?
Alexa Bliss.
But still, I mean, Alexa Bliss, she wanted to have kids. Alexa was tearing it up there for a while before she got married.
I was getting Liv. Liv was actually with what was my girl Maggie? Was it Rose or?
She's with Raquel. Raquel, the big girl. That's who she's with right now.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, they just lost the tag belts. Yeah, that's it. So yeah.
Yeah, but I've always been a fan of Raquel Rodriguez though. She's always. But I've always liked Raquel Rodriguez before. I think NXT.
NXT.
Yeah. I was a big fan of hers.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really think that the women's division is just going to keep getting better. You know, and I'm intrigued of where this all goes with AAA being acquired now. They're really hyping that Los Angeles show coming up in June. It's going to be like an all-day event of wrestling that Saturday the 7th or what have you. So, I mean, it's going to be a big deal. So, you know, the other thing, I wanted to listen, wrestling was great. I want to talk about a couple of other things because I actually entitled this show April Showers, more like April Departures. And what I find funny is that in 1 hour and 9 minutes, the portal officially closes, meaning that, and I found it funny that we had it on tonight of all nights or whatever, but what does everybody think about this Nico situation, by the way? I mean, you know, like
we've never seen an NIL trade.
Yeah. The Iamo Levas are the most greedy people in college football.
Say it again, Shane, so everybody could hear you. Say it again.
The Iamo Levas are the most greediest people in college football. Your oldest child got the biggest NIL deal at the time. There's lawsuits that happen. Tennessee goes to bat for you. You're getting the highest paid at the time. Tennessee goes to bat for you every time and wins. And then you pull this fucking stunt. Excuse the language. I don't care.
We're almost at 11. We're good.
Yeah, we're almost at 11.
So, you know, you pull this bullshit that happens. And then you turn around the day that you commit to the deal's worked out, you commit to your new school, you're going back home to LA. Your brother, who decommitted from the school you're at, decommits from his new school after getting NIL money, because you know they had that freaking Walmart money and Jerry Jones money, and goes back to the school he decommitted from on signing day.
Preach.
Tennessee took the greatest stand ever in college football and told you, okay, you don't want to be here. You want to try to milk us for money. Basically, fuck you. Thanks for what you did. We'll find somebody else.
You're not bigger than the program.
No one is bigger than the power team.
No one is bigger than the program.
Yeah. You know what pisses me off is that the reports that were coming out that he was trying to hold him hostage before the damn playoff game. And now the performance makes even more sense. The fact that was the distraction.
I've heard that Friday that he didn't show up for practice and missed team meetings and wasn't taking calls wasn't the first time it's happened.
That can't happen. Not with your
But
quarterback.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about him going on Instagram. Because
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. Oh, I
this
tried to
is
throw the game and all this shit. Yeah.
this is the new era. Like now, at first I had a respect level for Nico. Like I'm like, you know what, it's your parents. But when you go to the Instagram, it's kind of like this. Like you saw the Grizzlies get their ass kicked and they were laughing on the bench.
Oh
Right?
man, that pisses me off, man. That
No,
pisses me
what Nico was when he started doing that shit on
But hold on, let me
Instagram
finish my
was
thought though.
the
Let me finish my thought.
oh my bad.
No, you saw, guys. We saw how the Grizzlies were laughing on the bench, right? How in the world can you go to a school that's lesser than, and then go on your Instagram and act as if you played above average? You were an above average quarterback, above average,
Dylan
Where was he?
Sampson carried
Where
that
was he
offense.
above average?
Yeah,
I'll
Dylan
give him
Sampson
average.
carried that offense.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Dylan Sampson was the offense.
He was. He was.
The O line's what made him gain all those yards. Nico couldn't read defense.
Yep.
Nico wasn't putting in the work. Nico cares more about his brand and how much money he's getting than he cares about prepping himself for the future.
Yeah. Well, can I throw this out there? Let me throw this out there, Shane,
Yeah.
and and Larry, Carrie, chat box, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. I just want you all to hear this. Two Pair brings up an absolutely amazing point. Here are the Grizzlies getting their ass absolutely handed to them, laughing on the bench. Okay. Look at what we just watched a few weeks ago with the college basketball tournament. I mean, whether you love these teams or hate them, those guys weren't laughing when they lost. Their careers were done. I mean, look at Houston shell shocked at the end. Duke, Auburn, those teams. Any other year probably win the national title. But there had
Absolutely.
to be one team. They weren't fucking laughing. Excuse my F word now. They weren't laughing on the bench. They weren't. They were devastated because it hurts. It's supposed to hurt when you lose.
This is why I don't watch pro sports anymore.
Yeah, I've lost interest in it,
The
guys.
competitiveness, the heart, and the will and want to win isn't there anymore. I get it, that's a business, but there's no pride anymore.
Yep, there isn't. There
That's
isn't.
why I will watch college sports all day.
But
Yep.
you know what? We this year, us as a collective, we've been on the end of some heartbreaking losses, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Let's start in November, close
yeah.
to December. It was a chilly Friday night at home against Sevier County, where we threw the ball more times than we ran the ball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Felt like it, right?
Yep.
We threw more.
But at the closing seconds of that game of regulation, Parker Dumond hits Antoine Burdine, and they make a senior play that they'll remember forever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They kick a field goal to tie it, then go into OT.
Mm-hmm.
Parker Dumond then throws a would-be touchdown that gets called incomplete, where Shane, you in the press box, me on the field, his son, we all saw a touchdown.
Yep.
How heartbreaking that was probably the longest ride. We didn't go out to eat. We didn't talk. We didn't talk for a week.
Yeah. No,
we didn't do the show next week.
I was devastated. I did a post show there by myself because I felt the need, because 1,000 days is champ. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, shoot.
I just walked the field.
Yep.
Like I didn't want to leave the track. I didn't want to leave the field. I just sat there like, I mean, I hadn't been on that field as a West supporter, because when I'm there, I was there coaching for our rival and supporting my guys that I knew.
Yeah.
and I coached. So all my feels of 20 plus years of getting my blood, sweat, and tears out there, watching these guys, like it hit me. Like I just had to sit there and wait. Like
Right.
I wasn't even ready to drive.
Right.
I think what
Right.
made it
Yeah.
worse. I think what made it worse is the fact that I still believed we were better than them. I mean,
I do
but here's
too.
the thing.
I
Here's
do
the thing.
too.
But in a one game scenario, they won that night. You could play that game 7 times. I say we go 5-2 if we want to
Right.
be
Yeah.
honest about it. Okay. And then for them to go and beat Oak Ridge, which we know West would have kicked ass, and we went two. Honestly, Paige knew it as well. Those are facts. So that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. So simple as that. So yeah,
But
yeah. I
then
mean, it was
let
awful.
let's take it. I just wanted to paint a picture for us, right? That
Sure,
was
sure.
that was football.
That was football in November. Keep going. Yep.
We get to basketball in February, March.
Mm-hmm.
We're at Hardin Valley. We're front row, and we lose to a team that we had beaten
Twice.
just twice.
Yeah.
That's what we call the nature of sports. You're gonna learn a lesson from every loss.
Can I throw
And
one out there too, Bear?
go ahead,
Not
go
to
ahead.
cut you off. Not to cut you off. How about this? The fact that to even get to that point, the adversity that had to be overcome by that team, because against Sevier County in basketball, you lose Reese Clark to a torn ACL for the damn year. One of your best
Yeah,
players,
torn
your
meniscus,
senior.
torn
Yeah,
meniscus.
yeah, gone, done for the year.
But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we suffered.
But this, what made the suffering. You got to learn to lose. And I was going to the mall to get something to eat, just real quick, and I ran into Messiah Wren. And I'm thinking Messiah Wren was a senior last year. He was a junior.
Yeah. Yep.
You got that guy coming back?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And let me
Is
tell you this. I haven't seen Steven on tonight, and I wish he was on. And if he is on, hitting the chat box or whatever, but realistically, I'm going to miss his son and that
oh
offensive line.
God.
But I'm going
Oh,
to tell you this: there's some big
dominant.
losses, like
Dominant.
like David Mabane. There's going to be some guys that are ready for their shot, and I think that this O line is going to come out and really surprise some people this year. Pass blocking and run blocking. You heard it here first. We'll see it in a couple weeks there at May 9th against Science Hill.
I
But I
just think
really think
I
it's ready
think
to go.
they've got the guys right now that they've got the guys that they've been to the mountaintop, and now you're gonna take guys to the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think that's a great bridge of guys, because there's a group that has won, there's a group that has lost, and there's a group that has heard about the winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great dynamic for going forward.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say we've learned a lot of lessons within each loss. And for the portal to close, and what we got a quarterback from Appalachian State who was pretty damn okay, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose. We lose a guy who we gave the world to.
Mm-hmm.
And you leave, and you actually got you got a worse deal
Mm-hmm.
than you would have got if you just would have played your part. The thing about greed and selfishness and guys that are me guys, this is gonna follow him for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And we said on this show that we hope you are prosperous, but when I heard Eric Ainge and Brian Rice, and then, well, I want to say probably Charlie Thomas. I think Brian Rice was off. But when Eric Ainge, who I love Eric, I think he's a great analyst, just his knowledge of the game. And we all went to school with each other. Brian, we all were classmates at UT at some point in time. I really think he said what a lot of Vol fans, we are Vol fans, even though we love Florida State, you love Miami. Shane, huge Vol fan. We all are Vol fans in some shape or fashion. When Eric Ainge says, I hope he's terrible, I hope he shits the bed, I hope he's back, it's what the fan in us says. But the actual guy in us is like, it's not that you wanted to leave, it's the way you left. You know what I mean? Like, if there was something where you and Heupel didn't get along and you felt you got a better situation, have at it. But you said that their offense was better than the you want to play in a more pro style offense, but hitting hookers in the NFL.
Joe Milton's in the NFL.
Joe Milton's on a roster.
Hey, Shane, where's Joe Milton playing at Dallas?
Yeah, he just got traded to Dallas.
He was in New England, right? Hey, James, wasn't Joe Milton said to be a project and he wasn't gonna?
Wasn't supposed to make it. He made it. So
made it to the league, right? Who was his coach?
Josh Heupel.
What offense was he in?
Pro style offense. I got one better for you. I'll drop something right now. Whether you put Tennessee in top 10 of football programs in history, national championships, all that bullshit. There's no better game day atmosphere on a Saturday. And you threw that away and went like this for less money with the taxes out there. At a basketball school.
What killed me was when he finally made his post via Instagram or Twitter, wherever it was. It's like, I didn't think I'd be making this decision so soon. So like, you already had the intention of leaving Tennessee at some point.
Yeah.
That I was like that was just it. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, if you don't want to be here, get the hell out. I mean, I say that for any program. You know, no program should ever be held hostage by somebody, honestly, you know. And realistically, Shane, I really believe that now coaches, and Larry, if you're still on, I'd love for you to back me up, because you know, when the next time you guys have that U-Talk show, I definitely want to get in, because I have been very critical of Mario Cristobal for Miami with the evaluations. Yeah, you're looking at the recruiting rankings and, you know, but these guys aren't panning out. They're not being developed. But now coaches, Shane and Two-Pair and anybody watching this live or recorded, they're going to have to look at a player's character. Not that it didn't matter before, but even more so now. Do they fit your culture? Do they fit your program? I mean,
you're also so what one of my buddies always said, he played for Tennessee. You don't just recruit the player, you recruit the family.
Yep.
So now you're really going to do a deep dive in the way the family functions. And I love what Cristobal said the other day after all this Nico stuff came out. If you're going to hold out, see your way out.
See your way out.
See your way out. Yep.
Not a Miami guy. You're not a Tennessee guy. You're not a Florida State guy. Get the fuck out.
Yep. For sure.
We're not wasting time for you. We got a program.
And just think of the guys that played before then, whether there was payments under the table. It wasn't this type of money those guys were getting. Let's be real. I mean, there's some dudes that played in the last 30-something years.
They should be getting paid this money.
Should have been gotten paid that type of money that never made it to the pros.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
I know some of the things that went on because a former Tennessee player who transferred to Oklahoma after Jeremy Pruitt left lived in my subdivision in West Knoxville.
Yeah. So,
and the second that all that came down, he was one of the first people out, and that house was packed up immediately.
Yep.
It was him, his mom, his brothers, I think maybe a cousin and a sister.
Right.
Like I could point out their house right now. That's a $300,000 home.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing too, guys. Here we are, less than an hour away from this portal closing. You've got 1,000+ names in there, and let me tell you this: there's some guys that are going to be sorely disappointed. I mean, I think there's going to be some guys, and the NBA ain't going to take them. If a college team's not going to take you, then an NBA team certainly ain't going to take you. So,
Well,
I mean, goodness gracious. So,
but this is the new day and age of where the portal is going to cause problems for prosperity in every level. Like the players now, the control is in their hands because at one point the coaches could just up and leave, right?
yep.
It's kind of like Bobby Petrino writing a hand letter to the Atlanta Falcons to let them know he's going back to Arkansas.
Yep.
It's always principles and way you do things. But it's just hurtful to see that Nico it got to this point. That's all I'm saying.
Preach.
Go ahead,
I think Nico was at this point the whole time he was here.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Nico cared more about his brand than he did about understanding football.
I just think people lose sight in what you play for. You play for that T. You know what I mean? You play for you play for you play for that letter on your helmet, not the one on your back.
What about your brothers? What about your brothers that are bleeding and breaking bones and tearing ligaments and everything out there and above the sun? Honestly, I mean, come on. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And look at Syracuse. Syracuse's coaches had to step foot because that slot receiver wants $4 million.
Yeah,
you ain't that guy from Ohio State.
Hell no, you
His
no.
exact words.
Yeah, you ain't him. No,
yeah.
no, that guy. Oof. Let me tell you something. He's still giving me nightmares catching
But
passes.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
we're just in a different time frame, ladies and gentlemen, where it is like you're not seeing Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, those guys were Miami guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Derek Brooks, Warwick Dunn, Charlie. Those are Florida State guys. Peerless Price, T. Martin, Jermaine Copeland, Joey Kent, Peyton, Tennessee guys.
Yeah, and they stayed. They stayed for 4 years. Shane, you may not even have a guy for more than 1 year now because he'll take his ball and go home.
Yeah, like I was at the Orange and White game, and I know a bunch of guys that played for UT through the camps that I take my son to, and just meeting him through stuff that I've done over the years. And those guys were there. Like those guys bled orange and white and represented that power T.
Damn right.
You know, I'm sitting there. I'm watching Hendon Hooker walk out. I'm watching Eric Berry. Evan Berry was there. You got AJ Johnson. You got Kurt Majit. You've got Eric Westmoreland. You've got Khalil McKenzie. You've got all these dudes, guys who made it to the pros, guys who got a cup of coffee, guys who just love the power T, and that's their program. Now you got this new era where it's like, okay, well, I'm just here to collect a check.
Right.
And you can't approach this sport that way. That's what the pros are for.
Yeah.
But if you're going to show that you're just already chasing the money, you're not really to perfect your craft. What are you doing it for?
Right. What are you doing it for? Like that really, like, because I don't know, maybe because I'm older, a little wiser, but it'd be hard pressed for me to announce for another team that's not West High School for a year. It'd be hard to announce for another team that's not Pellissippi because I've grown fond of being around this program.
Duper, that's like you going to Powell or Bearden and being their guy, man. Honestly, that's exactly what that is right there, man.
It wouldn't feel right.
Wouldn't.
Because in the 19 years I've been doing this, people are accustomed to hearing a ball game called a way that's like an NBA game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So,
Yep. It's true. Can I also throw this out there? I almost think the guys that come back and get developed, I mean, whether they make an NIL deal or not, or what have you, to retain them because everybody's snooping or what have you, you
yeah.
got to give it to them that they want to come back and want to maybe win. And there's unfinished business. Got to respect the hell out of that, man. Got
I
to
do.
respect the hell out of that,
But
especially
you know
this day
what?
and age. So,
I like what Boo Carter did. Boo Carter's deal, he got paid considerably more because he's one of those guys that was an effective playmaker as a freshman, as a slot corner who should have been on an island playing man to man while our guys were getting burnt.
mm-hmm. Yep. 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 I mean, I think that it really should be, looked at that. Like, there's got to be some provisions in place, just like an
Well,
NFL contract or an
I
NBA
heard,
contract.
I was reading something earlier on how true it is. Arkansas is suing Madden, Iamalava, for breach of contract for his NIL. You
Mhm.
committed in December, you got paid, and you've already bounced. There's got to be some. Obviously, if there's gonna be contracts and all that stuff, college football's gonna have to unionize. You're gonna have a CBA and a players union and all that, just like the NFL does.
Yeah.
Can I say this, Shane? Let me just tell you this. You just brought up something great. So now the contract. These guys like Nico, if it's true, it is true, obviously, it came out, that they felt that after game 12, deuces, you didn't pay me for game 13, 14, however, now that the playoff is involved or the bowl game. Bullshit. Okay. It is from the damn spring practice until the game ends, bowl game or playoff. That's the
It
season. That's the season.
so your scholarship covers each academic year.
Yeah.
That means you're under contract the academic year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So
Like
that's
I saw
weightlifting
today,
in the winter. That's
I
weightlifting.
saw
Yep.
today that both Nico and our new quarterback,
Oh, the Appalachian State guy.
Aguilar,
Yeah. Mhm.
both have to finish out their school year respectively at their former schools. UCLA works by quarters, so Aguilar won't even be here till June.
Yeah. And you see, you're already missing that first session. That's what you're doing. You're missing that first session and a lot of those off field workouts, and that
Yep, and
camaraderie.
Nico has to finish up his stuff at Tennessee to be eligible at UCLA,
Yep.
and he's
Yep.
already packed up and moved because good old Channel 10 was right outside his house.
Yeah, they were.
That's why they've always been the best, man. Channel 10 has always been the best, man.
Did
So,
y'all see where they called him? So there's a NIL class that they teach at UT for these players to understand their money and everything that goes along with it. Guess who was not in that class?
Nico.
Yep. Like the school couldn't announce it, but Channel 10's like, we help teach that class, or we've been speakers at that class to help them with their media relations and everything. Nico never was part of that class.
Wow. Wow.
But guess who were? Joe Milton and a bunch of your other big names, Zakai, Meshack, the big names around Tennessee were there because they know that their brand represents the school in everything it does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I did want to touch on one more story.
Sure.
Such a good discussion. And obviously I got to get up early for my business trip, but I forgot to make the banner. But I want to talk about this because I think this is huge news, by the way, guys. Let me just finish the banner real quick and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Chat box can chime in as well. Because this is huge. This is huge because a lot of people, this kid has really come on. And I know that a lot of people are talking about a couple of the guys in front of him per the rankings. But the fact that Rick Barnes got Nate Ament, the fourth player in the country, not in the state, the country. Okay. And a lot of people are saying, Two pair. What? I don't want to mispronounce that young man's name that's committed to BYU, who's the #1 guy. It's
Oh,
AJ. What?
the
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Him. Carlos Boozer's son is going to Duke, who's the #3 guy. Yeah, Caden or Cameron Boozer. Yeah, but Nate Ament. A lot of people are saying he's got a bigger leash that's going to be in the pros, and you are going to have a one and done with this guy that's probably one of the highest commits ever to play at UT, and it's going to be a fun, exciting year.
He's the highest ranked player in Tennessee history.
Easily.
So that beats out Tobias Harris. Oh God, what was his name? Memphis kid.
Oh,
Tony Harris.
No.
Are you talking about? Oh God, what was his name?
Power forward. Had him and Tobias been here at the same time, we would have dominated.
Yeah.
But Tobias left a year early.
Yeah. Who was that? Damn it. From Memphis, I forget.
From Memphis, JP.
He was a late term enrollee. Missed. We didn't get him until January.
Jarnell Stokes.
Yep, Jarnell Stokes.
Jarnell Stokes. Yeah. But Nate Ament, I mean, keep an eye on this guy because he's in the discussion that will definitely be one of the top players selected in the NBA draft next year. Honestly. So it's going to be a fun ride with this kid. And if he has a successful year and leads UT deep in the tournament, maybe leads them to a national championship, there could be other top 5 kids that may want to look that UT way instead of the other programs.
I hate that we missed out on that Maryland kid to USC.
To USC, yeah.
I thought that was a done deal because I saw him at the Orange and White game.
Yeah. I was shocked about that too. Actually, now that I think about that,
we've missed out on our other 2 top prospects that we wanted.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to bring this up because I was excited as hell to see him because he picked UT over Duke, over Louisville, over Kentucky. I mean, he picked UT over some big names or what have you. And Louisville's been killing it in the portal.
So. UT freed up a lot of money last week.
Yeah, Nico's money went to Nate Ament, so there you go. So, no, I'm joking. So, but yeah. But anyway, shit. So. But Rick Barnes, man, that credit to him, man. Honestly, credit to him, and the success of what the Vols have done the last 2 years definitely had to have swung Nate as well as the NIL deal. The fact that you're going to be in the conversation.
You're a top ranked team. You make decent tournament runs. You're just a few pieces away from literally just from winning it all. Yep. But Barnes has also proved that he can put dudes in the NBA.
Yes, and they stay. So,
yeah. I mean, how long it's been a while since we haven't had somebody hit the NBA from our team.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge. That's huge right there. So, yeah. Real quick, 2 pair. I wanted to do this real quick. Guys, I'm just going to throw this up there because spring practice started yesterday. Can you believe it? Spring practice started yesterday. There's the schedule. They actually announced Rivalry Thursday. Wes is going to be on TV twice. We go to Central, that 3rd game. That's going to be on a Thursday night on TV. And the Powell game, the end of the year, is the day before Halloween, also on TV at home, senior night. So those 2 games are going to be on Rivalry Thursday. So West is must-see TV, baby, in football. That's what it's all about. We put asses in the seats. That's it.
You know what team got screwed?
Who?
Our rival.
They're not doing the Alcoa Bearden game anymore, are they?
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, it's still
the mass exodus. They lost their D1 recruited running back.
Yeah,
to Anderson County.
Goodbye.
I saw him at the UT game.
I'm kind of glad we don't have to play Anderson County this year. Not going to lie. So Anderson County is getting some dudes over there. That's all I know, because they know they got to play Alcoa now. That's the thing. So they ramping up. So and
But
Two Pair, real quick, do the Rebels with a Cause math. Shane, finish your thought though. Finish your
oh,
thought. So
but
yeah.
that second rivalry Thursday game that's on opening week
Oof.
is not going to be the game that we thought it was going to be 3-4 months ago.
Nope. Nope. And it would have
That
been.
that Saturday game at the new Smoky Stadium.
It ain't. It ain't. So hell, the Saturday game at West isn't going to be what we thought it was going to be. So let's be real about that opening weekend. So yeah. So Two Pair, but let's talk about that Rebels with a Cause math, man. We got some facilities that need upgrading. What's going on, man?
We
Talk
do.
about it.
So look, let's talk about Rebels with a Cause, man. Like if 100 parents donate $30 a day for 365, you're almost looking at $1 million. So we're just saying 100 parents donate $30. If 100 parents did that in the freshman class, you will have raised a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're saying is, parents, man, we do this, and we do this so that you guys know that we're as serious for your kids as you are, and we can show y'all how to fundraise if you really want to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I will tell you this, I took a drive over to the stadium, and they've broken ground. I mean, realistically, the field house is going to literally go up against the West home stands, guys. They have got the dirt there. There's no more grass. There's no more gravel. It is literally on the edge of the track right there, going to go up against the stadium. That's how I think they're going to construct it, like a wraparound or what have you,
Yeah.
honestly. And it's going to be a immaculate facility, because they got 150 lockers they need. They need more space to fit the whole team and have full team meetings and not individual groups in different little places. Bigger coaches' offices. I mean, this is the program, and I couldn't
I
be more
I,
excited to be
I
a
would
part of it.
I've been around enough high schools around here.
Yeah.
West has the best facility once this is done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, for sure. So
I
great
know
show,
some teams.
guys.
I know some teams that their team room is literally they're in their locker room is a small little area to the side of their gym.
Yep, yep. And Two Pair, what's it all about?
It's all about the Dubs, baby.
It's all about these two, right? That's
All about
what gets
those.
it done, man. That's what gets it done right there. These championships. So yeah, yeah. Great show, great
Great.
show. Shane, you got any final thoughts before we have Two Pair close it out for us? So
We had a decent Mania, a better Raw. NIL is probably about to change in college football. Now that Tennessee's shown what we're willing to do when it comes to you're not just going to take money from us. I think coaches got bare foot to stand on now. Players are going to think a little bit more about what they do, and can't wait for see what the spring game looks like for West.
yeah, I can't wait. We'll be there. We will be there May the 9th, Science Hill, 6 p.m. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to just put that up real quick. Bill Wilson Field, all former players, please come. Me and Two Pair, as soon as I get back from the business trip, we'll talk about what we want to do with pizzas and see if we can get everybody there, around 4 or 5 o'clock, an hour before the game, and kind of reminisce and then just watch the game at 6, and then we'll go live as soon as the show's over, or the spring game's over, like we did the last time. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, for sure. So be there. So. Well, Two Pair, close us out, baby, and guys, love each other. Go Rebels. It's Rebels with a
Man,
cause.
look, great show. Glad everybody tuned in. Man, yeah, we really do this. Throw your dubs up. You know what I'm saying? And hey, just continue to just go be 1% better in everything that you do, and you'll see the results from doing that.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Reach.
That's Rebels with a cause, baby. We out.